So when I sing "Your Presence is Heaven" to me, what I'm thinking of is thinking of the thought of just thinking about God. Because whatever's happening outside of my body, I'm only receiving information from the senses that come in. I process that as thought. And I say, I've just met, my ex-wife or something like that. Or I've met Jesus, or I've met God. And what we mean by that is that I'm now preoccupied with exercising these thoughts. Certainly stimulated by the senses, the sight, or the sound, and so on. Now, in my case, it's stimulated by my own thoughts. My thoughts are stimulated through talking to you here, thoughts of God, thoughts of His presence. And now I'm thinking categorically of His presence and communicating the thought of such to you. And therefore, I am experiencing His presence. Whether He is physically manifesting in any different way beyond my body or not. As far as I can see, all I'm seeing is the scaffolding railings here that's stopping people dropping off the side of the road onto the small rocks below, and the water that's 15 foot down, 10 foot down. And I'm just seeing the cliff, lovely cliff incidentally. It's full of, now I've walked past the housing, I've just got natural cliff with the most incredible variety of flora in it. Sunflowers and lovely New Zealand growth. Just nothing but a small mountain of green close to me and rising above me at a very sheer angle, 90, not 90 degrees, but 80 degrees sort of thing. But now I'm coming back off thinking of the cliff, and I'm thinking, yes, something of God, the presence of God is here. What you are thinking is consciousness. I can't get out of that. I can't get into what's behind consciousness, other than it's something about personhood and a dimension that I'm not au fait with. I'm experiencing the consequences of being a person, of course, in this dimension. And when I think of God, again, as a person, I'm experiencing the consequences of thoughts of God. And those consequences are an elation of spirit, an uplifting. It might be tears in my eyes. It might be, as I've said before, pins and needles, so to speak, the electrical feeling up and down the back or the body. It might be just an assurance, a joy. It might be some truth that suddenly flashes into my mind as I see it, Those are the confirmations or the response of the thoughts of God, thinking of God, the presence of God, experiencing God. It's not an experience, of course I am talking about physical consequences there, reactions to my thoughts, but it's because my consciousness is on God, the body is responding in a certain way, which confirms to me the gravity, the importance, the significance of such speaking to my spirit, as I understand it. And don't get me wrong, I don't understand it too well. I'm just trying to understand it. Not that one needs to. Well, I don't think one needs, understanding is always often helpful anyway. Not always, but often helpful. But, gosh. I've got a choice here. I could continue along the seafront. I could carry on up the road. I think I'll carry on up the road. I'm not quite sure why. I think I don't actually want to go back past the fisherman with his 3 rods. We had a good conversation. It was enough in itself. I'm not sure, of course, I don't know. I'm passing some lovely yellow flowers on the bushes here. They've got a very slim pea-like pod too, where the flowers have been before. And it's yellow. It's like a type of gorse in a way, but I don't suppose it is gorse. No. And yeah. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Gosh, people are so different, aren't they? A lady walked past me, I suppose she's could be 35, 40, and she's obviously out for a health type walk, but her head's on one side, she's serious. Ignored me, basically, you know. I mean, this may be a defence of women that they, you know, there's any potential danger, especially male, tall, unusual, you're cautious, you know, and perhaps that's good, isn't it? That's good, they found it to be so. And, you know, a chap cycles past on the other side of the road, and you can tell he feels benevolent towards you. He's smiling, he's almost saying hello, he's friendly. People are so different. So different. My desire is to care for them all. My desire is to overcome this partiality that I have, this favoritism. Give me your values, Father. Your values. I want your values, at least in very large measure, Lord. And I want to get it right. That I be your companion, more able to be a good friend to you. That's what I want. Oh, I can see my motel. That was the best thing to do. That was the shortcut. I took the roadway. Well, I say it was the best thing, I mean, it seems to be good. That's the main thing. I mean, God blesses whatever path I take, whatever path we all take. And He probably is determining the path. I'm not sure about that. I think, yeah, it could be that blesses whatever path we take. You know, it's a bit like when I hold my girl's hand. I let her steer, providing it's fairly safe, and we don't just walk across the road at random. But if she wants to cross the road, we cross the road. Yeah, in general. Unless we've got to get home. Thank you, Heavenly Father. I'm adding this note the following day. I'm sitting not so far from where I was talking about. But do you notice how you were very aware of the traffic and the noise and the difficulty of hearing me, but I was not aware of the traffic. I was fully aware of what I was saying and the focusing on the idea of thinking of God, being aware of God, and what it means. Do you see what I was experiencing was, in some sense, independent of what most people would be experiencing walking along there at that moment. Although they would possibly not be noticing the traffic either. They'd be lost in their thoughts about, I don't know, whatever thing's happening in their life. Do you see what we are living is what we are thinking? Take hold of that. Make it absolute paradise, the presence of God. Your presence is heaven to me. The kingdom of heaven is within and it's now, you see. You enter into it now, in the now. Enter into the fullness of the goodness of God. Heaven, now. You just put your mind to it. And when it's drifted away, suddenly gone off down some avenue, you simply say, well, this is all very interesting, but it's not what I really value. Let me just return to the awareness of you, Father, of being your presence. Thank you, Heavenly Father.